Oh, I'm never gonna stop talking about my man. I just brought him his food in the back because he was upstairs. Ain't that y'all joke? Oh, he's upstairs. Just brought him his food. And y'all talking shit, but guess what? Ain't nobody gonna ever make me stop talking about my man. That's what y'all think y'all gonna do. You're not gonna do it. Whenever I feel like saying Papoose name, I'm gonna say his name.
This whole story.
Listen to this. This whole situation feels wild, and the internet cannot stop dissecting it. Everywhere you scroll, there are fresh posts, theories, and heated debates about what people think is really happening behind the curtains. A lot of viewers swear that nothing in this story unfolded by coincidence. They're convinced Papoose and Remy Ma might have been strategizing from day one to tap into Claressa Shields' rising fame and make money. From the outside looking in, it always seemed like they stayed tightly linked for a reason, even when their public moments got awkward. For years, Claressa spoke glowingly about Papoose. She would emphasize how he was the first man who showed her patience, kindness, and respect that felt genuine. Those statements made their connection seem sincere and emotionally real to many fans watching from afar. Supporters believed they were witnessing a bond built on loyalty and encouragement. Hold up. Now a completely different version of this saga is being floated across social media. Some commentators argue that his constant involvement in her life might not have been driven by affection at all. They propose that Claressa was the one providing direction, emotional help, and maybe even financial assistance without fully understanding how deep the situation ran. There's still no smoking gun or verified evidence, but the theories keep spreading because folks are trying to make sense of what they've seen. At one point, Remy allegedly dropped a line that stuck with a lot of people. She implied that Claressa was Papoose's come-up, and many took that as a suggestion that Claressa was being leveraged as a career move rather than appreciated as a genuine partner. That statement alone fueled weeks of discourse, reaction content, and endless comment threads. Fans felt it was a pointed and personal jab, not just banter. As days passed, everything got even messier. New screenshots, old interviews, and supposed receipts began circulating online. Some people claim Papoose has been using Claressa's money to cover his own expenses and private issues. They argue this has been happening for a while and possibly still continues. Again, strictly rumors, not confirmed facts, but they've thrown gasoline on an already blazing narrative. The chatter won't slow down, and fans are glued to the updates as new claims, real or imagined, pop up nearly every day. Ever since Remy Ma and Papoose shifted from being viewed as a symbol of long-lasting loyalty to something way more tangled, the vibe around them has felt unstable. Their relationship used to be
The wealthiest man that I've been with. And that's like no faking. I haven't paid for a flight, a hotel, a fucking purse, nothing. And I don't know how long. Food. He take care of everything.
Be praised as a symbol of loyalty and commitment.
praised as proof that loyalty and commitment could survive anything. Now people describe it as messy, uneasy, and packed with unanswered questions. In the middle of this chaos, Claressa Shields suddenly found herself thrown into a spotlight she probably never planned for. She became recognized not only as an elite boxer, but as the woman linked to Papoose at a seriously complicated moment in his life. From that point forward, her name started popping up in headlines for reasons that had nothing to do with the ring and everything to do with...
And you over there playing with that girl. You over there playing with her. If I thought she would believe it and would listen or even care, because anytime somebody gonna say like, yeah, they told me what.
Online drama, loud statements, and emotional back and forth between grown adults playing it out in front of the world. What hits a lot of fans hardest is how quickly people forget what Claressa actually accomplished. Way before the gossip took over timelines, she had already rewritten the history books inside the ring. She is a two-time Olympic gold medalist. She became a world champion. She is literally the only boxer, male or female, to become undisputed across multiple weight classes while holding major belts in 5 divisions. That kind of dominance is rare. It requires years of discipline, sacrifice, and grit. Her journey was even turned into a feature film called The Fire Inside, showcasing her life on screen to motivate others. These are the types of achievements that
has been taken advantage of her whole life. Okay. And I want to say this because she's been boxing since forever. I don't know her childhood, but I do know that her best friend who grew up with her came out and made some rather disturbing videos about Claressa being taken advantage of, when she was younger as a young boxer by her coaches and getting pregnant and things like this. And so when I see people like Papoose enter the Cash App requesting money from people like Claressa, after Remy has already warned us that, he preyed on her when she was in jail. He wasn't making no money. It was Remy's money. And she said she put everything in his name only to come out and then have to work. And then he's getting the benefit of the solid black man, of the black man that's holding everything down. And so when I look at this same thing possibly being done to Claressa, and she's slow by default, and I'm talking about slow as in, she probably got some early stage, some issues going on, being knocked around, it does have an effect on your brain and on your cognitive thinking and stuff. And you're not able to see straight. And if she was already taken advantage of by her coaches, surely it's easier.
usually used to define a legacy and cement a career in history. Yet recently, those wins have been pushed off to the side. Instead of praising her craft and discipline, the crowd seems more obsessed with every fresh twist in her personal storyline. Each rumor or headline drags the spotlight away from her grind and throws it back onto relationship drama that plays out like an endless series. Meanwhile, people have been pointing out that Papoose has suddenly been popping out in public again in a way he hadn't in years. He's been spotted at major functions, large arenas, and packed venues, often standing shoulder to shoulder with Claressa. Some fans swear this new visibility isn't just by chance. His lyrical talent was always respected, but his public profile had gone quiet for a long stretch. Now, with Claressa's fame and business moves leveling up, his name is circulating more frequently. Some say that's just what happens when you're together. Others label it as calculated. Claressa has even described him as more than a boyfriend. She's called him her manager and boxing promoter. Together, they've spoken publicly about chasing opportunities and securing deals as a unit. One of the biggest claims involved a supposed multi-million-dollar partnership with Salida Promotions and a company called Win Records. It was pitched as groundbreaking and historic, but eyebrows went up when people looked closer at Win Records. The company is mostly known for music management, not boxing promotion. That twist had fans questioning what kind of agreement was actually in play and how solid everything was from the beginning. As the narrative keeps unfolding, supporters are left unsure who's telling the truth and whether focus will ever return to the ring, where Claressa's legacy was really forged. Eventually, info surfaced that Papoose isn't just loosely tied to Win Records. He's one of their main artists and also helps oversee their hip-hop division. That detail makes Claressa's role with the company unusual, since she became the first athlete they ever signed.
It wouldn't have been possible without Papoose. Papoose and Papoose and Win Records have been working together for about 3-4 years now. And since I've met Ruben, he has been just so nice and so open. And the last fight when we had so much success at LCA where we sold out 16,000 fans, that was because myself, Papoose, Win Records, and Sleep Promotions all worked together collectively to make that work. So I'm so grateful to them and so grateful that I have a team who understands that, who understands my value and who want to see me win. And we're going to continue to work together and make this.
Win Records is positioned to manage more than just music. They handle public image, too. That means they could influence how Claressa shows up at events, how her brand is shaped, and what kinds of deals or creative pivots she takes outside of boxing. If she ever steps into entertainment or explores something artistic, the same team would likely steer those decisions. In most industries, management takes a percentage before the talent even touches the money. It's normal, but fans still tense up when they imagine how many people might be collecting a slice of Claressa's earnings. Then you have Salida Promotions, which is all about her boxing career. They oversee fight logistics, venues, travel, staff, and broadcast rights. In simple terms, Salida runs everything inside the ring, while Win Records molds what happens outside of it. That's where supporters start to get uneasy. With two separate entities involved, Claressa's money is being routed in multiple directions. Every appearance, fight, and brand partnership seems like another cut going somewhere else. What makes it sting for fans is that Claressa is the one absorbing the physical danger. She trains for months, pushes her body to extremes, and walks into a ring where injuries are always on the table. Meanwhile, others profit without stepping into harm's way. Online, people compare the situation to a 360 deal, where artists perform non-stop, build a brand, sell tickets, and still split their revenue with managers and labels. For those who respect Claressa, it's painful to imagine her grinding this hard without gaining full financial stability and autonomy. And that brings up the bigger question everyone keeps asking. How did one of the sharpest and toughest women in boxing land in a setup that looks so lopsided from the outside? Some fans and insiders point back to Papoose. They claim he was instrumental in steering her toward the deal, presenting it as a move that would elevate her entire career. During a press event, Claressa openly said the deal wouldn't have happened without his involvement. That one line got a lot of people talking. Some interpreted it as gratitude. Others saw it as evidence that he holds major influence behind the curtain. Either way, it fueled the growing uncertainty around the whole arrangement. Things get even heavier when rumors of financial stress enter the chat. Some say Claressa's income has been helping cover Papoose's personal expenses.
That he currently owes and has not paid taxes for the past, not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7, not 8, not 9, not 10, not 11, not 12, but 13 years. This man, what does that say, Jasmine? 3, what say?
I want to say it says
That's the 180,000 top name of who? Taxpayer. William Mack, but he ain't paying no taxes, so he shouldn't be called a taxpayer. He should be called a tax ower. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, yeah. And so these are just papooses. Now, the reason I think that this is a tender swindler, the reason I think that there's some tricking going on here is because when Papoose and Remy were together doing an endorsement in a fur coat show store the other day, she seemed very happy to be there. When I found her tax record, what is it? Yeah, let me see. How much is those tax liens? Remy currently has $622,474.76. Guess who's gonna pay it? Guess who's gonna pay it? The one, according to her own cousin, okay, that got a disability check when she was a kid for being just a tad bit.
And older financial problems. Rumors are circulating about major tax debt tied to both Papoose and Remy. None of it has been officially confirmed, but the possibility alone has sparked more arguments and speculation online. Remy's comment about Claressa being a come-up keeps resurfacing in these conversations. People clip it, replay it, and debate what she meant. Some say it was just a heat-of-the-moment reaction. Others think it exposed something more serious. What throws many people off is that despite the drama, Remy and Papoose are still legally married. There were reports of divorce filings, yet there are also claims that nothing has been finalized. That contradiction only created more theories about what's really happening behind closed doors. Some believe the public conflict is genuine. Others argue it's exaggerated or even being used as misdirection. In those theories, the loud online drama makes it harder for people to scrutinize the business moves happening underneath. Through all of this, Claressa keeps training, keeps fighting, and keeps building her legacy. Fans feel like she's battling in two arenas at once, one in the ring and one in her personal world. Social media is full of messages urging her to pause, breathe, and protect her peace. People tell her to pay attention to who's truly gaining from every headline and every deal. Others remind the public that outsiders only witness fragments of the truth. They warn against forming harsh conclusions off rumors, edits, and clips. But there's one thing nearly everyone agrees on. Claressa Shields deserves peace. She deserves recognition for her strength, discipline, and record-breaking accomplishments. She's worked too hard to let chaos cloud her legacy. Fans hope she remembers her value beyond fame, money, and relationships. They want her surrounded by people who appreciate her as a human being, not just as a brand or revenue stream. Many believe this chapter could become a defining pivot in her life. They're hoping she seizes control of her narrative and pushes forward on her terms. They want the world to honor her greatness, not obsess over gossip.